Hi YouTube, I'm going to do another Emerson knife video for you, and as I like to do, I like to start out with a little history lesson. We're looking at our 4 knives that were designed as tactical knives before tactical knives were cool. So we have a CQC-9, a Viper 3, Viper 4, and Viper 5. Make no mistake, these knives are not utility knives. They're not for cutting cardboard, they're not for cutting for rope, they're not for opening packages. These knives were designed for when your rifle fails, your sidearm has been dropped, and there's someone staring you in the face who wants you dead. Now these knives have been relegated to safes of collectors or the pocket of Emerson enthusiasts. But make no mistake, their DNA is nothing but fighter. This is a Viper 5. Diamond logo, Viper 4. Black, chisel grind, Viper 3. The main player of today's video is the CQC-9, also known as the Eagle. Named for the eagle's talon shape of its blade. This one has been modified. The blade has been hand rubbed, so a satin finish. The Emerson logo has been taken off. The G10 is more grippy and is thicker. The back spacer has been elongated. A new back spacer has been made, and now there is a secondary grind on the back side. Now this knife is pretty early knife as far as Emerson knives are concerned, back from the 90s, and I know this because of the dome pivot, the bead-blasted hardware, including bead-blasted liners and screws, which I know are not have been modified, and a primary bevel edge. I can see it kind of glistening there. And these indicate that it was made in the 90s, probably in the late 90s, maybe mid to late 90s. So a little bit of history. The DEA, so back in the 90s, Ernie was making knives for military, law enforcement, all kinds of different federal agencies as well as state agencies. And, well, also international agencies too. But at the time, the DEA wanted a knife that they could use as a tool. They wanted this knife to be able to cut plants and for evidence. And we'll leave it at that. I'm sure you can use your imagination and you know what I'm talking about. But they also wanted a knife that they could use in defense, because maybe some of these locations had suspects in them that that didn't want their crops harvested, we'll say. So the DEA wanted a tool as well as a weapon. And the 1994 catalog, the 1994 Emerson custom catalog, because remember at this time he was only making customs, it says that under this knife for the Eagle, the CQC-9, which, by the way, only cost $475 in 1994, a far cry from what they now command on the secondary market, that sometimes law enforcement needs a tool that can also be used as a weapon. And that's what this knife is. As you can see, it's a rather small handle, but it fits in the hand perfectly. So there's 3 distinct finger positions, or 3 distinct regions of the handle for your fingers, and they grasp it comfortably. And your thumb falls right into the jimping here. Again, jimping before jimping was cool, before internet videos made jimping all the rage, Ernest Emerson knew what he was doing. And this ramp, along with the grip, locks this knife in your hand extremely well. whether you're cutting stalks or using it as a weapon. Now this blade is most like, it mirrors that of the Mini Commander. And this tip is extremely, well, extremely pointy and very suited for its intended function. This is a very small knife by comparison. When closed, you can almost see the eagle's claw, the eagle's talon, right in the shape, and then when open, it's a beast of a knife, or a beast of a blade. You know, it's not a large knife, but it's a tough knife. And I've used it. It's been modified to be used. It cuts cardboard really well, actually. It's interesting because, so suppose you're cutting in this direction, the material bunches up right in this corner here, or this little crevice, and really, you kind of actually end up push cutting through it all. It's this area becomes dull quickly because of that. But if you slice from this back area to this middle area, you can actually get some real clean slices, and it'll slice paper very cleanly. Which is no surprise. It's an Emerson, and Ernie knows how to design a knife. But yeah, so this is a cool knife, the CQC-9. Let's see if we can take a look at this point. Yeah, look at that. The lighting isn't great right here. I'm trying to do this in my new light box, and I don't know. I haven't gotten it quite right for video. The still pictures look fine, but still working on the video. But yeah, so it's a cool knife, and I've had it for about a month, and I showed it to you back when I got it, and I've kind of been lazy about getting around to get a video out. I've been busy with school and being in lab. But I wanted to throw this video out because it's going to be going away. Something else came up, and I wanted to buy it, which means this one had to be sold. So this one's already sold, and don't worry, the knife I got is pretty cool. I'm excited to get it. All those Vipers that I showed you before are not mine. They're all on loan by some very nice friends of mine who own those knives and were generous enough to lend them to me. But CQC-9, it's one of those things that you either love it or you hate it. You know, it's a very unique style, and it has a very unique history, as a lot of the early Emerson designs have. But it's very sought after. There's not that many of them around. Ernie rarely makes any. I can't recall the last time he made a custom 9 for a lottery. And when you do find them, they are they command a steep price typically. But yeah, they're a cool piece, and I know a lot of people who love them. And the CQC-9 is the pinnacle of some people's collection. It's their most prized possession. And if you look around, actually you can find at least one that I know of, full dress. That means a Damascus blade, shiny bolsters, and a mother of pearl handle. And I think eBosshaus. So if you go to the eBosshaus website, I think he sold it maybe a year ago or something. But he has an archive of all of his knives that he's ever had. So if you go to the Emerson section on eBosshaus, and you can see the 9s he's had, and they're a gorgeous piece. If you have the opportunity to pick one up, or maybe you see one at a show, grab it and at least handle one, because they're very special. Alright, YouTube, thanks for watching. As always, be dressed to play and geared to slaughter. See ya.